Why is it that the worst effects of the lockdown and the worst rioting took place in cities and states that have been run largely by Democrats? I think it's time for some serious questioning of liberal politics. Let's face it, for a generation, very few Republicans could get elected in California, New York, Illinois, and those that were hardly supporters of Ronald Reagan or Donald Trump policies. I can't remember a pro-business elected official in any of those blue states. The employer was always the bad guy. Profit always looked down on. If you're successful, well, you're just a winner of life's lottery. As Senator Warren famously said, "You didn't build that." It was always all government all the time. It's always about victims. This is why so many Democrat-run places are broke. Illinois, New Jersey, crippled by government worker pension obligations. Years ago, Democrats pandered to municipal workers so they could get elected. In New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio pandered to anti-police sentiment to get elected. Look how that turned out. Now they want red states to bail them out. This is why successful people are leaving blue states in droves. They get no respect. All they get is disdain and higher taxes. They take their money and their talent elsewhere. So when crisis strikes, these states flounder. Lockdowns stay in place much longer than in red states. They don't care about business. They don't care about the economy. They think they'll get votes by hating Trump. And when riots strike, same story. Instead of restoring order and saving downtowns, they blame the president and watch businesses burn. I'm not predicting big change, but when decades of liberal policies fail so obviously, perhaps the people of New York, California, Illinois, Connecticut, New Jersey, and others may start to take another look at what brought them to such dire straits.
So he's looking at all the problems around the country, and his takeaway is, oh, well, this is obviously just because of liberal policies. Now, just so everybody understands, when he says liberal, he means anything left of center, anything. Your standard run-of-the-mill Democratic politician, all the way to, Bernie Sanders and his followers, all the way to the activists in the streets. To him, anything left of center is liberal. So his takeaway is all these problems, it's the result of liberal policies. He says that, well, cities run by Democrats, they've had the worst unrest. I rest my case. Virtually every city is run by Democrats. That's the nature usually, as a general rule. Obviously, there are exceptions to this rule, but as a general rule, big cities have, Democratic leaders, and then more, you're going to make fun of me for how I say this word. I know I don't know how to say it. I've tried to fix it. I can't. Rural, rural, I don't know how to say it, but those places, as a general rule, have more conservative leadership. So it's more of, that's the divide, that's the breakdown in the country more than anything else. And you could see it on the election map, too, for big elections, for the presidential race. Usually the big cities go to Democrats, and everything that's not a big city goes to Republicans. So when he says, well, the big cities run by Democrats, they had the worst unrest. Yeah, but every city is run by Democrats. So, and you're not going to have an uprising or as big of an uprising in areas where there's not as many people because there's not as many people. So, okay. So that makes no sense. And his argument is, if we just did right-wing solutions like Ronald Reagan, then everything, we wouldn't even have this civil unrest. To which I respond to him, the dominant philosophy in the country at the federal level for such a long time has been right-wing. Whether you go all the way back to Ronald Reagan, and he started the era of big government is over, every president post-Ronald Reagan has believed in and exacerbated the neoliberal world order. So there's been this belief in markets and this belief that government is not equipped to handle even the most basic things. And so whether it's Ronald Reagan or Bill Clinton or George W. Bush or Barack Obama or Donald Trump, they all believed in that ideology. And out of that came what we are seeing now. So obviously the spark that got everybody in the streets was George Floyd and police brutality. By the way, I don't think police brutality is necessarily a left-wing idea. So that's what got people out there, and police brutality is probably the driving force keeping people out there. But at the same time, as many others have pointed out, there's also just a lot of pain and despair and degradation and poverty and misery. So that's also fueling this. The fact that people can't pay their rent, the fact that people can't pay their mortgage, the fact that, 20 million more people just lost their health care during a pandemic of all times. So we have this right-wing status quo, and that's largely what led to a lot of this. And he turns around and goes, if only we had right-wing solutions, everything would be okay. What? So, listen, imagine we lived in a world where we got nationalized wages like Germany did. Germany's unemployment rate is 3.9%. Ours is like 15% at least now. Okay? The official one. So the real one's over 20. So if we did that, that's a left-wing idea. There wouldn't be as much social unrest. If we did universal basic income, left-wing idea, or you could say that's a cross-partisan idea. But if you did that, there wouldn't be as much social unrest. If you had universal health care, there wouldn't be as much social unrest. If you reform the police department so that they're not wantonly killing 1,000 people a year, there wouldn't be social unrest. So it's hilarious because he wants more right-wing solutions when obviously if you had a society that was more fair, more just, more equal, less vicious, more left-wing policies, then I doubt we'd be in this position that we're in. But he's a one-trick pony, this guy, Stuart Varney. He's got nothing to say except what you just saw. Everything ever is the fault of Democrats and liberals. He really just means anything left of center when he says that. And everything that's great is to the right. And he thinks like this is he's some sort of genius for having standard Republican views. And then I guess the final point I'll make here is he brings up red states bailing out the blue states. To which I respond that nothing could be further from the truth. As I'm sure all of you guys know, blue states are more net tax payers to the federal government. Red states are more net tax receivers. So he flips the dynamic as if like, the blue states want to bail out from the red states. Actually, no, the blue states have been bailing out the red states as a matter of standard operating procedure for decades. So now, by the way, that's not me saying we shouldn't do that because, I believe in the United States of America, and I think whichever states need the help should get it. I don't care if they're right-wing, left-wing, that doesn't bother me at all. So, but fact of the matter is, he flips the dynamic exactly on its head, which is basically his show in a nutshell. Let me get everything wrong, be aggressively and arrogantly wrong, and mislead my audience every single day.